former UP President, Emerman, former members of the Board of Regents and incumbent regents of the university, members of the Diplomatic Corps, our special guests from Taiwan, President Yang of the National Kaohsiung University of Science and Technology. Mga kasama ko sa UP, mga kaibigan, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. 6 na taon na ang nakalipas mula noong inilipat sa akin ni Pangulong Alfredo Pascual ang pamamahala sa ating universidad. Dito rin sa lugar na ito ang paglilipat na ganap. Kung natatandaan ninyo, itinuro ko ang inyong mga mata sa plaza sa harap ng oblation. Ginamit ko ang plasang ito bilang isang halimbawa kung ano po ang magiging patakaran ng aking pamamahala. The plaza that used to be a reflecting pool with water fountains when it was erected sometime in 1974 became a grass lawn when its tub cracked sometime in 1981. Instead of fixing the problem to keep the beauty of the plaza, the pool was filled with the earth and converted into a grass lawn. I told you then that it's not how I would run our university. Now see for yourself the plaza. It has been restored to its original design and beauty. It's the policy of my administration to keep wide and open green spaces in our campus. Kaya kung mapapansin po ninyo, ang ating mga bagong gusali ay itinatayo ng magkakalayo at maraming palapag pataas. Alam po ninyo, nung ako ay nag-assume ng aking position as president, 3 facilities na po ng UP ang nasusunog. Nasunog ang kasaa, nasunog ang faculty center, at nasunog din ang shopping center. Ang shopping center po ngayon ay matatapos na. Ito po ay 4 na palapag. Ang faculty center na noon ay 3 palapag ay matatapos na rin. Ito po ngayon ay 10 palapag at mayroong parking building sa likod, 5 palapag. Ito po sana ay gamitin bilang conference facility ng ating universidad. Kaya yung mga tanong na sumunod, ano kaya ang dapat nating sunugin upang mapalitan ng bago? We want our facilities to be upgraded, to be at par with the best, not only in our country, but also in the region. So we have acquired supercomputers through the generosity of people who care about the future of our students and our country. We also acquired the best medical equipment for PGH to continue training and producing the best doctors and medical practitioners. One of the things I required Dr. Gap Ligaspi, our PGH director, was to give me a list of all the medical equipment that the good hospitals in the country have. Hindi ko na po sasabihin ko ano-ano yung mga ospital na yon. I told him that we should have all those equipment those hospitals have. to be worthy of the name that we are the best hospital and the best college of medicine. Now, we do not only have all the equipment the other hospitals have. Meron na po tayo ng lahat ng equipment na meron sila, pero meron tayong equipment na wala sila. I have always believed that the life of a student in the university should be a total learning experience. The university should be a hub for the culture and the arts, a place to uplift the students' awareness and appreciation of music, the arts, the visual performing arts. Hence, my agenda included the revival of the University Symphony Orchestra, and with the help of the regents led by now President Jimenez, we succeeded in reviving the Youth Symphony Orchestra, which is now called the UP Symphony Orchestra, and to dramatize to the community the difference music brings to our campus experience. We have invited the Philippine Philharmonic Orchestra of CCP to perform several times in our campuses while the UP Symphony Orchestra was being organized and getting ready to perform. We organized choral, writing, and photo competitions, and to provide space where our students can perform their talents or exhibit their works, we designed our new buildings to serve as galleries and theaters. At hindi rin po natin pababayaan, i-restore po natin ang mga artwork sa Pilipinas. Kaya itatayo po natin ang isang programa. Ito po yung Art Restoration Program. Parang ayaw ninyo yun. Today, we add another page to the long and eventful history as I turn over the presidency of the university to my worthy successor, Attorney Angelo Jimenez, to whom we extend our warmest and sincerest welcome. It's hard to believe that 6 years have passed since I myself was welcomed here by President Alfredo Pascual. You will forgive this senior if he cannot recall everything he said then. But I am sure my words were full of hope and optimism, with the promise of transforming UP into a more supportive, more livable, and more dynamic environment for work and study. Little did we know what monumental challenges lay ahead of us. No one could have predicted that a devastating pandemic would ravage the world, changing the way we live and work forever. Like every other university, we had to adjust and adapt. But unlike many other universities, we were able to take the lead in responding to the pandemic on both the public and private health and research fronts. It is tempting to be remembered as the pandemic president. Danilo Concepcion, the pandemic president. But in fact, much of what we achieved happened before, throughout, and despite the pandemic, and will benefit the university long after we put that period behind us. Our challenges emerged almost as soon as we took office in February of 2017. The adoption of K-12 resulted in a temporary but significant drop in enrollments. We also had to reconfigure our GE curriculum to make it conform with the K-12. In August 2017, 6 months into my term, Republic Act 10931 was signed into law, providing for free tuition and exemption from other fees in all state universities and colleges. While this law was still to take effect the following year, here in UP, we implemented this immediately. It was against this backdrop that my administration's academic initiatives were set to enhance the quality of the university's degree programs and set the stage for UP's transformation as the university of the future. Over my 6-year term, a total of 60 new degree programs were instituted in our CUs from 2017 to 2022. At the start of my administration, we aim to develop academic and research programs in 3 frontier areas, namely data science, artificial intelligence, and the omic sciences. As I end my term, UP has instituted master's and PhD programs in data science analytics, informatics, bioinformatics, and artificial intelligence. Anticipating the country's urgent need for expertise in artificial intelligence, the Center for Intelligent Systems was established to support research on autonomous systems, robotic equipment, smart devices, augmented reality, intelligent manufacturing, and many other relevant technologies. The computational resources provided by UP's Big Data project in 2020 and our latest acquisition of supercomputers, thanks to our donors, provide the infrastructure for the center. As for the omic sciences, we focused on omics research by expanding the Philippine Genome Center. We brought it to UP Visayas and UP Mindanao to capacitate the regions in genomics, proteomics, metabolomics, and transcriptomics. Daming omics niyan. This will facilitate research to diagnose cancers and find therapies for animal and human diseases. In UP Los Baños, we established zoonosis as a program of the campus. Alongside this, we also pursued equally important initiatives like the establishment of the UP NOVA Center in 2017 as the core component of the UP Resilience Institute, which is a proactive hub of benchmark innovation and research-based information vital to climate change mitigation and adaptation. Another is the completion of the cycle of drug discovery and trials at the newly established Center for Early Stage Drug Development in UP Diliman, which complements the Institute of Herbal Medicine at UP Manila's National Institutes of Health. We also saw the urgent need to modify UP's educational delivery systems in line with the changing education environment. Under my leadership, UP began crafting its academic roadmap to harness technologies that would improve the quality of UP instruction and enhance the learning journey of our students. We plan our transition toward blended learning, strategizing how online delivery systems and a broadcast television network could complement our traditional residential learning. So we established a TV station for UP. It is TV UP Channel 101. Our preparations to shift to a mode of course delivery, combining face-to-face, virtual, and experiential learning, were making progress when the pandemic broke out. Following the declaration of enhanced community quarantine in 2020, we suspended classes across the UP system except for UP-OU. Thanks to the vision of the visionary President Emil Javier. For the duration of the lockdowns, we were guided by three principles: protect our UP community from the pandemic, sustain the continuity of instruction and learning, and consider equity concerns in all our plans. To enable our students and faculty to connect and engage via online distance learning platforms, we acquired software to support remote work, teaching and learning, as well as additional library resource subscriptions and other major library information systems. We also provided learning assistance grants to our students, launched fund campaigns to supply them with gadgets and internet connectivity, and instituted mental health support programs to address their psychosocial needs. And so, when academic year 2021-2022 rolled in, we were better prepared with programs and upgrades that improved our academic environment. Indeed, the pandemic only spurred the dramatic reshaping of UP's education landscape, but we have been on that way even before. We forged new academic partnerships with universities worldwide. Currently, we are in partnership with 350 higher education and research institutions in 43 countries, 49 in North America, 55 in Europe, 3 in Africa, 7 in the Middle East, 22 in Australia and Oceania, and 214 in Asia. Our programs on international mobility continued and expanded despite the lockdowns. We supported some 600 undergraduate and almost 300 graduate students in foreign universities through our Move Up and Cooperate programs. We also provided some 250 travel grants for UP artists, scientists, researchers, scholars, and graduate students to participate and present their work in international conferences. Thank you very much po. Maganda yan, hindi lang kayo nahihirapan, ako rin. Share tayo, share. Sharing. The university is ever conscious of its mandate to be a global university and strives to be at par with the best universities in the world. UP was the first Philippine university to figure in the THE World University Rankings. And we are the first to break into the top 500 universities of the world. Nauna na tayo. Pero hindi naman masama kung may sumunod. We maintained this ranking in 2021. staying among the top 500 research-intensive universities of the world. Among universities in Asia, UP was among the top 100 in 2019. In fact, we ranked 4th in Southeast Asia. The new trend in world university rankings is to assess universities based on sustainable development goals, which is in line with UP's mandate to lead as a public service university. When QS released its first ever Sustainability World University Rankings last October 2022, UP emerged in the top 401 out of 700 universities of the world and number 1 in the Philippines. Take note, number 1 in the Philippines. Throughout my 6 years as president, we sought to improve the quality of work life of all UP employees. We addressed the issue of contractualization by first converting 314 contract of service or non-UP contractual positions, as we call them in UP. We converted them to UP contractual appointments. So we regularized them. And secondly, continuously filling up vacant items so that our non-UP workers may be regularized as UP contractuals. From 2018 to 2022, we were able to receive 857 new plantilla items from DBM. And we were promised 1,000 new plantilla items for faculty, and we are now in the process of getting the first 400. Merit promotions for faculty, reps, and administrative staff are now running continuously. Hindi na po kinakailangan mag-antay ng pondo, hindi na po kinakailangan mag-antay ng kung ano-ano. If a faculty believes he has all the qualifications to get promoted, all that he has to do is apply. Additionally, Sagad Awards were granted to all deserving reps and admin staff who have reached the maximum step of their positions. For each year, since 2017, more than 2,300 employees with meritorious ratings received the Sagad Awards. And I'm sure the incoming president will continue this practice of giving grants to our faculty members. After the 2019 faculty merit promotions, we began the transition to a new system of promotions that allows for an annual, individualized, merit-based, and professional system. Ito po yung sinasabi ko na you don't have to wait for whatever, money from Malacanang or call from the administration. All you have to do is file an application. Parang hindi nyo gusto yun. We work with employees' unions and other stakeholders to enhance employee benefits. Apart from the collective negotiation agreement incentive amounting to 25,000 pesos, which was given every year during my term without fail. UP employees also receive their PBB every year without fail. And in the Philippines, only 2 universities were able to get this. UP and our sister university, the Mindanao State University. I also created the fund to give scholarships to our administrative staff. Pinaaral po natin ang ating mga administrative staff, hindi lang faculty. Sa ngayon, meron ng 45 na nakatapos ng kanilang master's degree at ang tingin ko sila ay due na for promotion. Perhaps most visibly throughout my term, I strove to create an enabling environment for UP's constituents with safe, attractive, and sustainable infrastructure conducive to teaching, learning, and working. This we achieved through the untiring support of our elected lawmakers in the halls of Congress and officials in national agencies. Since I assumed office in 2017, UP has received more than 2 billion pesos every year for infrastructure projects. This amount is given to us through congressional initiative in the General Appropriations Act. And this amount is on top of what DBM has allotted to us in the National Expenditure Program or the General Appropriations Bill. Wala pong patid yun, taon-taon. Kaya naman po, new buildings, facilities, laboratories, and public spaces have been constructed in each of UP's 8 constituent universities and in its 21 campuses throughout the country. To augment further UP's budget, we reached out to partners within and outside the government, and we attracted donations and collaborations from alumni groups and the private sector. You know, the budget we submit to DBM every year amounts to more than 42 billion pesos, but DBM gives us only half of it. Then Congress would give us 2 billion, more than 2 billion. So the deficit will be lessened by 2 billion. So we really have to do some more to raise more funds to sustain what UP needs. So we turned to our alumni and the private sector. Their generosity during my term collected more than 4 billion pesos in donations to support our infrastructure development and research and learning programs. 4 billion po yun. Hindi ko na po sinama yung maliliit, yung pong malalaki na lang ang isinama natin doon. Since 2017, we worked on more than 200 projects, infrastructure projects, some of which were continuations from the previous administrations. Meron pa pong mga project na minana ko pa galing kay President Roman kasi po matagal bago matapos. The number of these projects grew with the addition of donations and agreements with the private sector. And many of these projects have already been completed, and the rest are in different stages of implementation. Ang isa po sa pinakamalaki na donasyon ay yung donasyon ng Henry C. family. Ginagawa po ngayon ng isang malaking gusali sa UP Manila, ang Neurosciences building. Nakakahalaga po ito ng 1.4 billion pesos. Kalahati na po yata sila. But in the second half of my presidency, while we were making progress on other fronts, the coronavirus pandemic loomed like a towering wave above us, drowning many and bringing terrible suffering in its wake. The only other time the university had faced such a catastrophe was in the Second World War. But even during the Second World War, hindi po tayo sumuko. Nanatiling nakabukas ang Philippine General Hospital, ang College of Medicine, at lahat ng ating mga eskwelahan sa medical sciences. How could UP and its mission survive this epochal plague? That was a problem for us, but we did survive. By drawing on our innermost resources, our courage and our knowledge, in other words, by being UP. UP devoted its finest and bravest, especially those in the medical professions. Binuwis pa nila ang mga buhay nila to fighting COVID and giving our people not only health, but hope. Many fell in battle as heroes and martyrs and will be dearly, dearly remembered. Those of us who survived courageously remained at our stations, whether in the office or at home, to resume teaching and research, to ensure the continuing vitality of the university and its contribution to national life. These were among the difficult moments of my presidency, fraught with uncertainty and anxiety. No one could tell how long this pandemic would last, nor when we could return to anything approaching normalcy. But one thing I was never in doubt of was our capability to respond to crisis. This is the training ng mga scholar ng bayan. The pandemic showed UP at its best. I will forever remain proud of our performance under this kind of unprecedented pressure. As we look out from Quezon Hall today, we can see a university much transformed, not only physically, but also in mind and spirit. Our international standing as an institution of higher learning has risen on the crest of our research output and publications. Through our alumni, our influence on our country's political, economic, and cultural life remains as strong as ever. And I would be remiss if I do not recognize and congratulate our men's basketball team. For clinching UP's first UAAP championship in 1986. When I spoke for the first time as president of the university before the alumni gathering at the bahay ng alumni, pinangako ko sa kanila during my term, magka-champion tayo sa basketball. Bakit ko pinangako yon? 36 na taon na tayong di nananalo ni isa. With the help of our supporters. Andito yung Nowhere to Go But Up, Dinong at Binang, andyan si Robina, si John Vic Remulla. With these people behind you, behind me, I could never go wrong. Palakpakan naman nyo sila. But you know, it is not the winning the championship which is our greatest achievement. The greatest achievement is we were able to unite the whole UP community. We rekindled the UP spirit among us, and we were able to come up as one UP in spirit and resolve to our best to hurdle our hardships. Not everything will be properly said and done if I do not express my thanks, love, and appreciation to my wife, Attorney Gabby, and my children, who were always there to support me in dealing with all the stress of my position. As far as I can remember, Gabby is the first to be called Flotu. First Lady of UP, of the University of the Philippines. Sorry si Tay. Attorney Gabby ably led several bloodletting campaigns on campus when blood supply for patients was running critical low. You know, I was a governor of Red Cross, so si Gabby tumutulong din. With friends and volunteers, she organized relief distribution or ayuda to the members of our community who were in need during the lockdown. And many of you who supported her are here. I won't mention your names, you know who you are. And she also organized a group that distributed Noche Buena treats to our security guards in Diliman who were away from their families being on duty on Christmas Eve. Kawawa naman. But most of all, my wife has added her own heart to mine and made my heart bigger for the much needed love and compassion in performing my duties to all of you. So thank you very much. She is that magic potion that kept me sane all throughout the 6 years. I will retire. In fact, I am now retiring from my post with deep pride and gratitude for this opportunity of a lifetime. And I would like to thank my team and my former team, Teddy Bosa is here. My team, the chancellors, the vice chancellors, the vice presidents, the assistant vice presidents. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Hindi ko po magagawa ang lahat ito kung hindi po ninyo ako sinuportahan ng buong puso. I now welcome my successor with high hopes and expectations. Attorney Jimenez was my former student, trusting that he will sustain our progressive initiatives, defend our academic freedom as a prerequisite to excellence, and bring our beloved University of the Philippines to new heights of glory and service to our people. To you, President Gigil, I am now turning over to your care our beloved university. Mabuhay ang Universidad ng Pilipinas! Mabuhay ang mga scholar ng bayan!
Mabuhay po at maraming salamat, President Danilo L. Concepcion.